and we always do this, by the way, is that the WIRO Commission, though we're a global organization, we've spent many years trying to figure out how to have a local very well recognized globally, Lihak Filipina, and many of our members all over the world have been hearing about Bantay Bana. Banay. I said this is one of my many failings of life is getting words wrong. But we still know about the organization here in Cebu City. We've been hearing about it for years, so I personally have been wanting to
form the WIRO Commission. Among them, the Roots International and others. There were 7 coalitions. Yeah, right, Kat?
Right.
Yeah, after
Women
that.
and Shelter Network, the International Council of Women.
Yes. And after that, there were lots of academies. The first academy that was held was in Germany, right? Hanover, in 2000. It was hosted by the German Mother Centers. There was another one right before the UN in Istanbul. That was the second, I think.
We recommended, I was one of those who recommended Cebu after we felt that China was not very encouraging for discussing communities' efforts and their partner NGOs and how they work with local governments. So one of the features of this event is that just take note of the title, or the name of the event is Empowering Grassroots Women to build community resilience. And this is very important for all of us because, as we have been saying, every time there is a disaster, anything happens to the community or the family, it's always the women who have to bear the extra burden even before the disaster. So even during or after the disaster, they're the ones that have to pick up the pieces. So it's very important that we have to support community leaders, the women, how to develop access as well as contribute to the decision making.
Houses, on physical structures, on infrastructure. And what we are urging the governments to do is to look at the Hyogo framework of action, which has been signed as a global agreement by all our countries, and to see that the framework of action which focuses on disaster reduction can never really get off the ground unless local governments, unless national governments create a platform for active involvement of civil society organizations and grassroots organizations.
Village. They would like to start their new life, and then they ask help from outside, and then when Uplink as an organization came, and then together work with them to start the new life, to build their house again in 20 villages in Aceh.
Pertama-tama yang dilakukan masyarakat itu mengenai pemetaan wilayah, baik wilayah tanah lokal maupun batas-batas dengan kampung lain. Kemudian mereka mengajukan ke pemerintah bahwasanya mereka ingin kembali, mereka tidak ingin dipindahkan. Mereka membangun rumah seperti mereka sedia kala. Mereka ingin membangun rumah seperti sedia kala karena disitulah mereka mata pencarian mereka, di situ semua, budaya semua di situ, agama juga di situ semua.
The people would like to rebuild their houses. They would like to return to their villages, which is located near the beaches. And the government have their own policy which prohibited the people to return to the seashore because it is 20 kilometers from the sea level, and they ban the people to return. But they insist because they thought that it is their life. They usually work as a fisherman, so it is their life next to the sea.
Good morning. One of the words that she used for good morning was in her native Garifuna language. My name is Ana Lucy Bengochea. I'm from Honduras. I come here representing the Garifuna Emergency Committee, and we're part of the Grassroots International Committee, and we're members of the WIRO Commission, and we are a working group leading the resilience campaign of the Wairo Commission in Latin America and the Caribbean.
La experiencia que hemos tenido en este tema y que ha salido en base a iniciativas locales, en base a iniciativas de las comunidades. Es así que hasta ahora se está nominando como resiliencia, que este término hace años lo venimos practicando en nuestras comunidades.
We've had much experience in responding to disasters, in improving our communities for disasters, and now we're using the term resilience to describe what we've been doing for many years.
இருக்கிறதுக்கு இருப்பிடம் வந்து பல கட்டடத்துலயும் ஸ்கூல்லையும் அப்போ வந்து வயசு பசங்கள்லாம் வந்து ஒரு பாதுகாப்பான இடத்துல இல்லாம கட்டடத்துலயும் தங்குற மாதிரி பல பிரச்சனைகள் ஏற்பட வாய்ப்பு இருந்துச்சு. அந்த டைம்ல வந்து நாங்க அரசு அதிகாரிகள் அணுகி உடனடியா டெம்பரரி ஷெல்டர் போட சொல்லி ஏற்பாடு பண்ணி அவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து குடியிருக்க ஏற்பாடு பண்ணோம்.
She's emphasizing that women played a very active role in not only organizing women but the communities and demanding for temporary shelter, so that, and also taking care of the needs of a safe place for women and girls to be, and also the water and sanitation.
Participation in the formal bodies of governance. How does this affect empowerment of women, specifically for resilience? Thank you.
Actually, because we just recovered from the very long period of conflict, and we just had a pro-democracy movement, and so it's a whole new political system. So after that we had election, and then now in the parliaments we have about 30% women representation. Right, so it's out of 601, we have 196 women elected, nominated, so they are there. And most of them actually came from the very grassroots communities who had been very much directly involved in the conflict period, who really fought, you know. And among them, besides land, there are also very few intellectual women nominated as to be in the parliament.
And I'm just curious, what is this Hyogo framework? We would like to know, this is something new to us.
You have more and more of the military countries are, like certainly mine, using disaster as a place to test out a lot of military solutions. So I think, I just want to say the political things people aren't saying is that we have a window of opportunity to, because everybody, even the head of the UN last year when he was, 2 years ago when he was in the tsunami, said, well, we are very worried about giving any of our money to a lot of the big disaster relief, because people make a fortune off of disasters, right? They come in, they call them suitcase NGOs and all these groups that come in. And he said, trust in the communities. Well, obviously we know everything is not perfect at the community level either, but you have a 90% better, and if you invest in women, they're going to make sure that you get it going. So we feel that we're on a push here to really show what communities can do to link up. And if all these women that are here at the Grassroots Academy start saying how many communities they're connected to, you would see that this is a massive array of groups that are coming together. So we are hoping that the people that are coming here will say, yes, we do need to do this work. We need to spread it in the Philippines, where we'll have a critical mass, link up community after community, and then begin to prove from the bottom up that resources have to be turned differently. And the Hyogo framework, any of these frameworks that come from the UN or government, we all know that they can sit on a shelf if you organize to try to make it happen. So that is one of the main reasons that we're here, is to give a run for the money.